What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Sorry about a little bit of the delay. I just wanted to come and share a little bit of what's going on with me and my beautiful dogs. As you can see, I try to get some kind of workout in, but most importantly, what you're looking at is that I am moving. And that has been a bit of a struggle because that's the first move I've made without consulting my mother, who is in heaven. But that's a little bit of a reminder that tells me that she's letting me know that it's going to be okay and to move forward. But I had a week, y'all. Let me tell you, I've had such a rough week that I've made the attempt to take out my goddess locks, and here we are. I messed it up so badly. Yes, I look pretty crusty, but shout out to my braider. She helped a sister out and took it out. But as I'm packing and I'm moving, I get a little groove in there. You guys, truth be told, I absolutely hate moving. Like, I think that I'm gonna get a professional mover because it's nuts, okay? Like, just packing up glasses, and I have so many mugs and so many boxes, and as you can see, I got so much stuff. And let me tell you something, like, I've been struggling this week because I absolutely cannot stand clutter. The clutter has made me anxious and somewhat unmotivated, so I am totally ready to move out, guys. Like, like I said before, this particular move is the first one without my mother, who is in heaven currently. I don't know why I would panic that way, but this week was very hard. So for me emotionally, and I think sometimes with social media and all these media outlets, like, we want to portray that things are going perfect in our lives. And, I'm guilty of that. We want to portray that one thing looks like the other, and it's just not. So all week I have been emotional. I let myself kind of get a little bit under emotions. Yes, you use glass. Please use glass. When you are packing your meals, get rid of that plastic, y'all. It's 2022. But this week alone has been very hard for me emotionally. My mother has always been involved in all of my moves. She had always took time from her job to come help me move, sometimes pack. She's the funny thing is that she is the worst packer, but she'll help me unpack. Sorry, my wonderful dogs. She'll help me unpack, but she takes stuff. So it's moments like that that I do miss, because she literally was my best friend. But after much prayer and seeking God's face, I know that the time is right for me to move. Yes, both dogs are now barking. But yeah, I think we have to realize that it's okay to sit in these emotions, but you can't live in them. And so of course that's when I got up, and yeah, I didn't mean to do all that. Yeah, I'm being extra. So I don't know why I was doing that, but anyway, got myself up. Man, I look like my mother in these videos, but I hope you've had your green juice for today. On Sunday, it was Heritage Sunday at my church, First Baptist Church, Bracktown, where Pastor Rodney McFarland is our pastor. Mixed it up a little bit before Sunday school. Yes, I know I look a little bit like Huey P. Newton in this picture. Shout out to Black Panthers. Hair looks a little wild. Trying to cover up the gray, but I have to embrace it so I could get my curls and my waves back just from excessive heat damage. But behind these shades was just, I spent all morning just crying, just thinking in my head like, man, in a couple of days, I'm really moving out of this unit. But I got it together, started measuring my green juice, and you're going to see the little flurries dust up in a minute because I made a mess. Yeah, I totally made a mess, and you're going to see the dust just kind of fly all over the place and of course, right before church. But went ahead and had my green drink, went ahead and went to church, which was awesome sauce, by the way. I can go ahead and see if I could get that link to you, try to adjust my camera, and as you can see, the dust that flies off. Now, after church, I did treat myself to a little meal at Cheddar's, my favorite place to eat. It was so good. People pick on me because I usually pick healthier options when I go out to eat. Then after church, had a little post nap with my fur brothers. Yeah, that's how we do. We get real lazy. But of course, woke up the next morning looking like I just am so confused. But did a little stretching, which is so important. Now, the beauty of stretching is that you want to be able to, you do have to do some stretching to be able to put some mobility back into your muscles, especially after sleeping, considering you have been laying down for about 6 to 8 hours. My dogs won't let me be great, as you can see. But of course, a lot of stretching is so necessary. Try to open up the hips. Surprisingly, women, as our hips are something that we definitely need for childbirth, our hips are very tight, very, very tight. And we also carry a lot of stress in our low back. So definitely take the opportunity to stretch and open up those hips as much as you can. You know, flatten out your back. Of course, don't do what I just did. But, you know, help take some pressure off the low back. My dogs wouldn't let me be great. As you can see, they never ever let me be great. They never ever let me be great. But it's always fun just to kind of get a stretch with them. And this is really good for not only your low back, but a little bit of your quads, hips as well. Now, I tried to contain, this is a ball where it helps with deep tissue massage, but of course, they don't translate it as something as beneficial. They translate it as a toy. So here I am trying to massage my hamstrings with it, but Xander ain't having it. Xander's ready to play, as you can see, and Johnny's wagging his tail because he's ready for me to throw the ball, and I'm not trying to throw the ball. So yes, sorry, I'm looking a little crusty in this video, but like I said, it's been a rough week for me, for your girl, for sure. But you know, when I created this channel, I really wanted to create this channel to bring about some realness to health and wellness. I know that everybody is tied to aesthetics, but just to be completely honest with you, sometimes it don't always look that pretty, right? And that's completely fine if it doesn't look all that pretty. As you can see, he's still looking for that ball. He thinks it's playtime. But sometimes health and wellness doesn't always look that pretty. And as you can see, this is pretty painful because I have it right on the cheek, okay, because that is and here we go with the barking again. That is right on the cheek, and it's something that, you know, again, I had to definitely get, especially if I planned on doing some glute work today, but they don't see it that way. They're ready to play. So they're ready to play with the ball. They're always on alert. These dogs are just as lovable as they want to be. But sometimes for me, I like to stretch before I go to the gym, warm up. Well, I don't stretch, but I do what's called movement rehearsal. Movement rehearsal is just kind of a little bit of something that I would like to do just to get myself ready. Now, as I finally get to the gym, got myself together, right? And I'm doing some back work. Most important thing you should do is pull-ups or chin-ups. Assisted chin-ups and pull-ups is what I am on. And I just like to do 2 sets of 20, being mindful of the weight, being mindful of really using your back muscles to really drive through that whole movement. Okay. You want to be mindful of that. And I like to do that because it is very functional and it warms up the back. Now, you'll see me struggling on these side lunges, all right? Partly because my knees are a little achy. I took a 2-week hiatus from all things working out, with the exception of me getting on the treadmill the other day. And your girl was struggling, okay? But these side steps are also helpful with waking up the glutes a little bit. Before you do any type of glute workout, make sure you activate, wake them up for sure. Now, the next activity that I do is a single arm kettlebell deadlift. All right, now it still is a deadlift, but you do one arm at a time, keeping that kettlebell right in the front. Now, mind you, that with this being a kettlebell, there is a slight bend in the knees. This isn't, not a kettlebell, but bearing in mind that this is still similar to a deadlift. So you want to be mindful that the bell is as close to you as possible. You know, remember to keep your hips in a hip hinge, because that's really what we do when we do anything with the kettlebell in our lower body. We keep in mind our hips are doing the work. Another activity I did, single leg RDLs. Now, I have to be honest with you, I hate these because I'm so critical of myself and I'm never ever doing these things right. Or I feel like I never do these things right. I don't get the leg up all the way in the back. And my knee is not bent. I'm always mindful of my head and neck position, making sure it's in a neutral position. And, you know, as I get older, balance is all over the place. So, yeah, I got to hold on to something. So, I'm super critical of these, but these things are fire for your glutes. I absolutely love these. As you can see, this is a kettlebell based workout that you probably won't see all of it because everybody was really trying to be in my video in the gym. Oh my gosh, it was rough, just like that workout. Next, what I did is that I did a kettlebell swing. Now,